Before we get into the lesson for this morning, there's one thing I want to do. I need to do it for my own peace of mind, and I need to do it just because it's the right thing to do. But the last time I was preaching before you, that was actually Valentine's Day, back on the 14th of February. In the course of the sermon, I made a statement that there was a proverb that was said among the Jewish people back in the Old Testament era that God created Gentiles to fuel the fires of hell. Now, in the week after that sermon, I got an email from a brother of mine, Victor Stursky. Victor, are you here this morning? Anybody? There he is, in the back. Okay, good. Victor sent me an email and said, Dan, you know, that really, that isn't true. There's obviously nothing in the Old Testament scriptures says that. It's not in the Talmud. It is not in the Midrash. It can't be found in any of the rabbinic writings that we have that are still extant, that we still have available to us. And my initial reaction to Victor's email was, that can't be right, which is code. If I want to translate that for you, means I couldn't have been wrong. So, to prove that I had not been wrong, I went and studied the issue myself, and Victor is absolutely right. It just does not exist. And the source from which I drew that makes a reference to some obscure book we're not even sure exists, and attributed it to the, not to the author of that book, but to the subject of the book, and Victor is right on the money. And Victor, I can't thank you enough. And by the way, for the rest of you, when we talk about in the scripture about iron, sharpening iron, this is it. It's not just about Christians telling each other how wonderful we are and encouraging one another. It's holding one another accountable. And Victor did that. And Victor, I value and love you as a brother. Thank you so much for that. Now, having said that, today I've read every book that I'm going to mention. And I know it's okay. So